That was NBC's Leanne Caldwell reporting. In the midst of the coronavirus pandemic, parents in ICE detention centers are being given what some activists are calling a Sophie's choice: be separated from their children or stay together in detention indefinitely. Multiple immigration lawyers tell NBC News that parents at 3 ICE family detention centers got a form that lets them release their child while they stay in custody. Also this week, the first recorded death of an ICE detainee from COVID-19 was announced in California. That spurred concerns about these centers becoming hotspots. ICE says it has released 900 detainees since March. But this week, more than 4,000 physicians signed an open letter urging them to release more. Let's bring in Gabriela Domenzain, the senior advisor for the Brooklyn Defender Services, and Alan Gomez, an immigration reporter for USA Today. Alan, let me start with you. We've been reporting that lawyers are concerned that parents would be persuaded to release their children for fear of them getting COVID-19. Why is this change happening now?
I don't know about how much of a change it is. I mean, this is something that they've been doing from time to time, giving them that option. You know, we saw this quite a bit a couple of years ago, back during the family separation policy of the administration that was struck down by a judge. And what we're seeing now is a lot of these migrants in these family detention centers, where they're housed alongside their children, are saying that they're being given that choice again. ICE is denying it, saying that they're not giving them that choice. But we saw just on Friday, ICE in a legal battle in California, they listed 189 minors that they have in their custody. And one of the main reasons that was given for not separating them, or not allowing, for not allowing those minors to be released, is that the parents said, I don't want to be separated from my child. So clearly there's something going wrong there, where ICE is saying that they're not giving them this choice, but in legal documents they make it very clear that that choice has been extended to them.
Gabriela, what are you hearing about these reports of parents being asked if they want to release their children?
It's a really desperate situation. I kind of want to put this into context because the U.S. runs the largest immigrant prison system in the world. So as of now, because of lawyers, because of advocates, and because of the media, frankly, ICE has released somewhat 700 of 35,000 of those in detention. What we started hearing from the family detention centers last week was this choice that Alan was presenting, right? Which is you have to either give up your child in order for them to not die of COVID inside a prison that is not well prepared and where you're not being taken care of, or stay with them and put them in danger along with your own life. It's crazy to me, and it's also crazy to me that the reason why we know this is because we were able to get in touch with lawyers, and that they were able to get in touch with lawyers, when the majority of immigrants in this country that are detained don't even have access to that. So I can only imagine what they're doing to those folks who don't have any outside access to get the word out.
Alan, we described this at the top as a kind of a Sophie's choice. ICE says that it's not that binary. Advocates say it is obviously that binary. How do you see it?
I mean, if you're given a sheet of paper, and you know, as Alan said, we saw it in the discovery in the lawsuit in California, right? So they're literally being told, right? Do you want to give your child up for a sponsor, or if you don't have a sponsor, into the foster care system, or do you want them to stay here indefinitely? ICE continuously lies, and ICE runs with impunity in this country right now. So anything that you hear, this isn't new. These aren't new things that they're doing to folks. It's just the things that are coming out. And without attorneys to represent them, they have no choice. They have no due process. And right now, that's lethal.
Alan Gomez, what's your sense of what happens from here? ICE says that its detained population has dropped by 7,000 people since March 1st of this year, and it's released more than 900 detainees after looking at their immigration history. What more do you think ICE will be doing from here? What's the next step?
I think the next step in most cases is going to be ICE appearing in court, because when they talk about those numbers dropping so drastically, They don't mention the fact that a big reason for that is that we're seeing far fewer people trying to cross that southern border than apprehended by CBP, then funneled into ICE detention. So that's a big reason that they're seeing a lot of people, a lot of numbers going down. But also at least over 300 of these ICE detainees have been released because of judicial orders. So what we're seeing a lot around the country is advocates, lawyers for all these different immigrants in custody going straight to court in their local jurisdictions and getting judges to order the release of a lot of these detainees. I'm based down here in Miami, and at the Chrome Detention Center, a judge down here has ordered ICE to reduce the population of the biggest detention center down here to a max of 75% capacity. And has threatened to drop that even further if ICE doesn't show that they're taking some pretty serious steps to get a handle on these COVID outbreaks that we're seeing at facilities all over the country. We are close to 1,000 confirmed ICE cases of ICE detainees in custody around the country, but that's only as of May 9th. So over a week ago is the last time that ICE has updated that data. So we don't really know right now exactly where those numbers stand. So I anticipate this is just going to keep going. We're going to see more lawsuits. Some of them could be expanded into class action lawsuits. So as always with the Trump administration, a lot of their immigration policies will end up being resolved in court.
Yeah, I am a South Florida native, and I covered Miami for some time, so I know the Chrome Detention Center very well, and it'll be very interesting to see what happens with that particular saga. That is a piece of the immigration story, I think, that is worth knowing much more about, but a conversation for another day. Alan Gomez, Gabriela Domenzain, we appreciate you both being with us. Thanks very much.